This YouTube is about vector components. So what I've done here is I've drawn three vectors, A, B, C, and D, and for each one of them I split them up into horizontal and vertical components. And so intuitively, you can look at vector A and see that vector A can be gotten by summing a horizontal vector and a vertical vector. And so that's the basis for saying that the x component of A is 2 centimeters plus 2, since it's in the positive to the right x direction, and plus 6 centimeters since it's in the 6 centimeter in the positive y direction, like this. And so you can do that for each one of these vectors. Just going around the circle here, we've already talked about A. B can be split into an x component that's minus 3 centimeters and a y component that's plus 1 centimeters. And C can be expressed in terms of an x component that's minus 6 centimeters and a y component that's minus 2 centimeters. And D can be expressed as having an x component of plus 2 centimeters, here it is right there, and minus 4 centimeters. The next YouTube we'll see that this is a very useful notion for adding vectors together. But before doing that, let me do one more thing here, and that is, let's say that I took a vector like this. I just drew it like this, and let's say that that vector was maybe 10 centimeters long and 30 degrees from the positive x-axis. And so I'd like to know, let's give this a name. Let's call this vector E. And so what would the EX and EY be for this vector? Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to go back to some of the trigonometry we've talked about already. So essentially what I will do is I'll make a little right triangle here. I'm going to draw the x horizontal vector here, and then a y vector which added to that horizontal vector will give me my E vector, and now I can see that this is going to be equal to 10 centimeters times the cosine of 30 degrees. We can look that up. Use the calculator to look that up. And E sub y is going to be 10 centimeters times the sine of 30 degrees. So we could use our calculator to do that. Let's see if I can move this in here so you can see what I'm doing. So if I do 10 times the cosine of 30, it's going to be 10 times the cosine of 30 degrees, 8.7 centimeters. And if you do the same thing on your calculator with sine 30 is 1/2. This would turn out to be 5.0 centimeters. Okay, so the next YouTube is going to talk about using this technique for adding or subtracting two vectors.